Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday's solo episode. Today I am speaking about kids' birthday parties. I'm going to do a deep dive, and oh my God, I didn't realize how much passion people have when they are asked about this topic, because I just randomly threw up a question box on Instagram and I was like, oh, let's hear what people have to say about kids' birthday parties, because it is such a thing nowadays. And I was shocked at the response. I thought I would get like a handful of people just being like, oh, I love party planning or like whatever. No, so many people have so many thoughts, so many opinions, so much passion. I am in my little downstairs basement studio. I'm always, if you see me looking around, if you're watching on YouTube, I am looking for spiders. I love our neighborhood because there's so many trees, but at the same time, trees equal spiders. Not cool. And they like to spin their little webs all over the outside of our house. And I will literally take a broom and knock down their webs. And then the next day they're back up. They're like professional. They don't give two shits about me knocking down their webs. They're like, fuck you, bitch. I'm just going to put it right back up. It is nuts. So I need to call someone to come in, first of all, get rid of all the webs that I can't reach outside, and then spray the house for spiders, because I feel like, and I don't know if I made this up in my head, but when the winter comes, they're gonna want to come inside and like spin their webs and make babies inside the house because it's warm. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I keep thinking. So it's on my list, like call spider person. And for some reason, I'm just not doing it. And then I forget about it. And then I see another spider and I'm like, Renee, call a freaking spider person. So I really need to do that. Like put it to the top of my priority list. What else? Before I get into it, sorry if it sounds echoey. So I recorded with REINA in the actual chairs with like the professional, not that this isn't professional, but like that microphone right there when I record with someone in person is $500 and this microphone is $60. So in my mind, I'm like, that microphone is so much better because it costs more. That's how I place value on things. But I sent the files to my editor and he was like, it's really echoey in that room. He was able to get most of it out, but I need to buy the stuff that you put on the walls to make it absorb the echo. Because even just me talking right now, like I can hear the echo in the room. So anyways, hopefully it doesn't sound too bad for you guys, because I'm the one that edits my solo episodes, not my editor. And there's no way I'm going to be able to adjust echo, because all I do for my solos is take out ums, because I say all the time and it bothers me, so I take that out. See, I'll probably take that out, but no, maybe I'll keep it there. See, again. Anyways, yesterday we got to meet our new family doctor. So my husband knows this person just like briefly through, they did a rotation together or something, whatever. So he is going to have a different family doctor, and she is taking on Milo and I, which is great because I love having a female family physician. So we go for just they call it a meet and greet. I was like, ooh, fancy. We go there and my husband's a doctor, obviously. So he's sitting with me in the waiting room. Milo is with him eating the lunch that he didn't eat at school. And she's asking me all the questions, just like basic health history stuff. And we're talking. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, an oversharer. So in the middle of our conversation, she's just like, oh, and do you have allergies? Any allergies? She says, any allergies? And I say, actually, when I had the surgery on my sinuses in 2015, when he told me that when he opened up my nasal cavities, sinuses, whatever, that it was full of allergens. Like it looked like it was full of allergens. And she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, but since I had that surgery, like I've always had really bad problems with my sinuses, but since I had that surgery, it's much more manageable. And, every once in a while, there'll be a day where it's all tingly, like up in my sinuses. But I'm not really someone that would say, like, oh, I suffer from allergies or I have allergies. Like, I don't really have any other symptoms. And like, my husband's not saying anything. He's just letting me like blah, 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 blah. Because one thing about me is that they will ask me a very simple question, like any allergies. And I will I'll talk for 10 minutes about my history with allergies, like when I thought I had allergies, like I'll just go on and on. And my husband's not saying anything. He's just sitting there. And she's like, okay, after I talk for like 10 minutes about my sinuses and allergies and all this stuff, she's like, okay, so any allergies to any medications? And I was like, oh my God, is that what you meant? And she's like, yeah, but that's okay. And my husband's like, I was going to say something, but I was like, like this is your appointment. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm just going to let her talk. And I was like, oh my God. So we were freaking pissing our pants laughing the whole drive home talking about that. I was like, oh my God. And he's like, I didn't want to say anything. And I'm like, I am an oversharer. Like I will. And he's like, I know you are. Like you tell people on Instagram that you don't even know more stuff about your health history than I would tell my own family doctor. And I'm like, that is so accurate. Like that is so, he's like a typical man. Like even though he is a doctor, he's probably the worst patient. Do you know what I'm saying? You always hear those things about how like doctors don't take care of themselves and they're not, like that is so him. And I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Like I'll tell everybody every little detail because I have zero shame about anything. It's just like, okay, like this is who I am. This is my life. Like, okay. So anywho, just PSA, if a doctor asks any allergies, they don't mean allergies like sinuses, cough, sore throat, Like, no, they mean, do you have any allergies to medication? So they can put it in the chart moving forward. If they prescribe you medications, they don't want to give you something that you're allergic to. So that happened. I just wanted to tell that little story because it was so funny. Like, it's classic Renee and her husband. Classic Renee and her husband. So moving on to birthday parties. I'm also recording this. I have to leave right after I record this. I'm doing Tracy's event tonight. I'm so excited. It's basically like a live podcast recording. I get to like ask her questions and just, chit chat. Will I be anxious? Probably, but that just like comes with the territory. I'm getting used to it. Like, Renee, you're an anxious person. Just take a deep breath, take your clonazepam, and don't let anxiety stop you from doing things that you want to do, achieving your goals, and living the life that you want to live. So that is tonight. I'm very excited, but I am going to go downtown really early because I don't want to hit traffic. And even though I'm going downtown and not leaving downtown is a nightmare. Like once you hit the Gardner, which is like a major highway, if you're not from Toronto and you're like, what the hell's that? Once you hit that highway, it's just chaos, regardless of which direction you're going. And I have to go all the way to, I think it's in the Distillery District area, which is on the other side of Toronto from where I am. So I'm going to go during the day. I'm going to visit a friend that I made that works at Sony Canada. She came over when my mamere and I were doing the Harry Styles photo shoot. His team from Sony came over to the photo shoot and like introduced themselves, and I became friends with this girl that works for Sony. So she always told me, like, if you're ever downtown, let me know and I can give you a tour of our office and like introduce you to people. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to continue on towards the Distillery District, meet up with Tracy, and just have a grand old time. So I'm very excited. I got my cue cards ready to go. So that is right after I record this. I got to get dressed, obviously. But I wanted to talk about birthday parties, specifically children's birthday parties, because it's a whole thing. And it's funny because my sister was here for Milo's birthday party weekend. And she was like, don't you remember when we were kids? This wasn't a thing. It was like oh, it's your birthday. Mamere is going to come over for dinner and we're going to have some cake and open up a gift. And it's so true. It wasn't this big. Now it's like we have these major birthdays starting from age 1. Age 1, major birthday, age 2, and on and on and on and on. Before it would be like, once your child is old enough to understand the concept of a birthday party and actually has friends that they interact with on a daily basis and keep in touch with, then they have a little get together with those kids. It could be like a sleepover, or, you go to the movies or go to the park, like just very simple things. And now it's like everybody is struggling to have this like memorable birthday party as if they're planning a freaking wedding. And that's a whole other podcast episode I could talk about, is weddings. I can't even. I have so many thoughts about weddings, guys, like so many thoughts. One day I will verbalize those thoughts, but for now it's kids' parties. So for the most part, Milo just turned 5, and I would say for the most part, his parties have been mostly friends and family members and their kids that have come. This past birthday, he had one friend. He's really good friends with, it was like his best friend in kindergarten from where we used to live. So I text with his mom and I invited them, obviously, and they made the hour-long drive to come to Milo's birthday party. And they haven't seen each other all summer, so it was the cutest thing ever when they saw each other and they played the whole time. Like it's just the cutest thing ever when they start to develop relationships on their own. And it's like, it's not like this is someone that I put into your life because I'm friends with their parents. It's like he met him in his class on his own. I didn't know the boy's parents. Now I do. And they are lovely. That's always amazing when your child makes a friend and you love the parents. So he came, and other than that, it was mostly our friends that have young kids similar in age to Milo. So what we did was a bouncy castle. We did a bouncy castle last year and loved it because they come, they set it up, they leave, you just flip a switch, bouncy castle goes up, the kids lose their goddamn minds for a bouncy castle, and they play on it the whole time. And parents are just kind of like, sitting around having drinks, eating food, chit-chatting. Like, we had the best time at Milo's party. But again, because it was mostly our friends, like a lot of my husband's friends and a lot of my friends that were there. But the kids love the bouncy castle. Like, we barely saw the kids the whole time. They would like run out, play in the bouncy castle, run inside, play with toys in the living room, run back outside, play in the bouncy castle, like eat food. It was just very do what you want. There's no schedule. I told Milo from before people even arrived, because I set up this little table to put gifts on, and my sister had her gifts on it first, obviously, because she was at our house. So I put them out there, and then I put a gift from my husband's parents there. And Milo, before anyone even got there, he's like, I want to open my gifts. Like, can I open the gifts? And he was bugging me. And I'm like, no, like we have to wait. And then finally I was like, why am I making him wait? Like, nobody cares. Like, nobody wants to see him open his gifts. Like, people bring a gift because that's like what you do. And it's his party. Like, it's his day. You want to open your gifts? Go for it. Like, more toys now for you and the other kids that are coming to the party to play with. So I just let him open his gifts. And then as people would show up, not everybody showed up at the same time. So as people would show up, they would put their gift on the table. And then if he would notice it, he'd be like, oh, can I open this one? I'm like, sure, go ahead. Like, no schedule, no like guarding the gifts, just do what you want. We put out some Halloween candy, some chips, some cheesies. We had a veggie tray, a fruit tray. We ordered pizza for the lunch. And then Pre's, my husband's cousin, made a big Mario cake, which was incredible. Like, she meant business. That was nuts. Was not expecting that. It was freaking delicious too. So yeah, it was just like zero issues. All the adults had so much fun. Like we were talking, laughing like the whole time. Kids were great. They had fun. He just opened gifts like as they came, whenever he wanted to. They played with toys. Also, when it was time to do the cake, we didn't make a big deal out of it. We set it up on the table and started singing, and eventually everyone like pitched in, but it wasn't like, okay, everybody gather round now. Everybody gather round. We're gonna sing happy birthday to the birthday boy. Like, no, like it was just low key. Everybody chill, do what you want, have fun. You can come in and sing happy birthday. You cannot, like, it's not a whole thing. So it was great. And until he grows out of a bouncy castle, I feel like that is what we will do. I prefer just putting a bouncy castle up in the backyard rather than going to like one of those indoor play places. That's my own preference because I feel more comfortable being at home and like being able to like give people a beer and, chit chat and like sit outside on the deck, and you're not like rushing to like get stuff out of the play place because, your time runs up at 2:00, and it's just more chill. Like you have your drinks in the fridge, like you just hang out. Much more enjoyable for me because I like to be home. I understand not everybody can put up a whole fucking bouncy castle in their yard, especially if you live in a condo or a townhouse or whatever. But that's just my opinion. That's what I prefer. Bouncy castles and play places, not cheap. Not cheap at all. We were looking to do his party at this art factory thing that they have in Guelph that everybody recommended. It was all the time slots were booked up, so clearly it's popular. But it was also like $400-$500 to book a party for that place. And again, I don't like the fact that someone has to show up like right at one time and then leave right at an exact time. I like the in and out of having it at home. People can show up when they show up. They can leave when they want to leave. Just leaving it more flexible. But yeah, that's expensive. The bouncy castle was like $400 and something to have it for, a daytime, which is nuts. Like what? And then so many people brought up the point of gift bags. And I feel like, first of all, maybe not Milo's age, like they're not old enough to understand. Sorry, I had to crack my neck. It's like bugging me. They're not old enough maybe to have drawn like to understand that, oh, you get gift bags at parties. They will very soon, because the more parties they go to, then they're like, oh, where's my gift bag? But it is like gift bags are such a silly thing. For the most part, you just get like junk in a bag because nobody wants to spend $20 per bag because you're going to go broke making gift bags for your kid's party, which the party already costs enough money. So can we like collectively just stop giving gift bags? What we did this time was everybody got a little Lego character box. So I think they were like $8 each. But again, it wasn't like some people are saying they invite the whole class. What? Have fun making a gift bag for that. We did, one thing that was difficult was we had kids of all different ages. So I had to figure out like, okay, the kids that are under 2 or under 3, like what could be a little gift that they could get versus older kids that are Milo's age. So everyone that was like 3 or 4 plus got a Lego character that they could build. I think it was like $8. And then the babies, I just got like these little plush unicorn doll things from Walmart. And then also got like a pack of the Disney Little People, put those in some of the little kids, Mario stickers. It was just like little, but still expensive. Like those Lego characters to build was like $8. But I would rather get them like one thing like that. Oh, and we got little Mario figurines like that are in a car that race. So yeah, we probably spent $15 per gift bag, let's say, on average. And I would rather do that. Like, even if we just did the Lego figurine, that was like $8. I would rather do that and just wrap the little Lego box with like the kid's name on it than a bag full of garbage shit. Like a pencil, this and that, like things that you're just gonna end up throwing out. Like the equivalent of like what a Happy Meal toy is, just like a bag full of that, you know? It's hard, and I am all for just getting rid of the gift bags but I think as parents, you're like, oh, everyone's coming to their party and they're bringing my child a gift, so I want to give them something. But like, they don't need anything. They don't need anything. Like, give them like a cookie in a little box to take home or something basic, you know? There's got to be some really good ideas for gift bags that don't entail stuff that's complicated or super expensive. The inviting a whole class thing is nuts. And I remember before we were even pregnant with Milo, I was getting my nails done for a wedding that we were going to. And I remember the lady talking about birthday parties and how like her kids' class made a rule recently that you had to invite the whole class. You couldn't just bring invitations to invite select kids. What? Like, how does one afford this unless you're just having a barbecue in the backyard, you know? But most people do something for parties, or I don't know, that just seemed wild to me, especially considering most classes are jam-packed and like there's way too many kids in the class to begin with. You're going to have a party with 25 kids. And now what about the parents? Like, what do you have to entertain the parents too. So you're not just having a party for 25 kids. You're having a party for 25 kids and 50 adults. You're basically having a wedding for your child's 5th birthday if you have to invite the whole class. That is nutso. And the thing that drives me nuts is one kid might be financially, and like time is money too, like time to do this and plan it. One kid has a party, invites the whole class. Now it's your child's birthday and they want to do the same thing, but you can't do it. Like, that would make me feel like shit. So I don't know. Like, there's got to be something. Like, how do other people manage that? That is, I just thought of that like as I was rambling. As he gets older, I was curious, like, to know how parties evolve as kids get older. You know, do you go to the movies? Do people still do sleepovers, like a slumber party kind of thing? Like, those were always fun and pretty easy. Let's see what else people have said. Give me one moment to look at your comments because, oh my God, there were so many. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. Somebody says they hate Chuck E. Cheese birthdays until kids are old enough to roam and play alone, like 7+. Just full disclosure, I've never stepped foot in a Chuck E. Cheese, and I hope to never. I don't know. It seems like a disaster. Yeah, feeling like I have to keep up with the Joneses or I'm failing 100%. Like the themes, someone was like, do we have to have a theme and like go balls to the wall on the theme? Can we just have a birthday party where the theme is a fucking birthday party? Imagine that. I'm all about a theme. Like I quite enjoy scrolling Pinterest and looking at all the ideas, but then I want to do everything that I see on Pinterest. Like, I bought all the supplies to make all these Mario decor pieces, which I enjoy. I just don't have the time. Like, I wish I could be like, you know what? I'm not doing anything today. I'm going to sit and make my Mario crafts for the party, but I don't have time. And then what happens is we compare ourselves to creators or influencers that, you know, spend the time and do all the stuff for the parties, But you have to keep in mind that is their job. Like, them creating a beautiful party for their child is their content that they share online. Like, that is part of their job. You always have to remember that. No more loot bags. I don't do loot bags. Stressing about the theme and decor when the child doesn't even care. Oh yeah, somebody asked, what age do parents stop going to the party? I was curious about that too. Someone said, I feel like we should normalize experiences for our kids rather than birthday parties. I agree with that for sure. Yeah, someone asked about opening presents. I say just like, let the kids go wild. Like, if they want to open them, just like go open them. Like, nobody has to watch. Nobody has to, okay, let's go over here and thank this person. Like, you know, there's a small element to that, but just let them do what they want to do. Weekend birthdays, after school, work. Yeah, see, that's another thing. If you're being invited to every single kid's birthday that's in the class, what do you just like, your hobby is going to birthday parties? Can you imagine how much cake you'd be eating? You'd be at parties every weekend. So yeah, like that's wild too. Anyways, someone talks about disciplining outside their four walls. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, so many thoughts on birthday parties. My husband texted me, I'm on my way. Do you want something from Tim Hortons? No, thank you. Okay, guys. Well, I got to get ready for this event. This was a lovely little chat. Hopefully it's not too echoey. Until next time, again, I am slowly working on niching down the solo episodes so they are extremely mom related. We are working on getting the second podcast up and running. I will keep you posted on that. If you are not following our Instagram account at the Mom Room Podcast, what are you even doing here? And yeah, don't forget, guys, go back, look at all the episodes in the entire catalog of episodes. There are episodes for every topic you could imagine. We highlight some of the best episodes for different topics on the Instagram account. They are pinned to the top of the account. You will see those there. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where this goes, work on a live event, all the things with all my time. Okay. Bubbles is now barking because my husband is home. So thanks so much for listening, and I hope your children sleep tonight.